Right, we're on. Today we're talking about one of the imperatives of the golf swing, going from this position impact to this position impact, flat left wrist. Dead simple today. Right, we're going to make this drill really simple because getting the flat left wrist position, which is one of the imperatives of the golf swing according to Homer Kelly's golfing machine, is sometimes hard to achieve. Today I've got the perfect little drill, reducing it all to make it as simple as possible to make sure we get into that alignment at impact. What's it going to do? It's going to ensure that we keep good alignment at impact, control low point, and basically hit the middle of the golf club. That would be great, wouldn't it? It's going to be easy. Before we start, if you enjoy the content on this video, please hit the subscribe button. I bring content twice a week to the channel. Hit the bell notification and also the thumbs up button. Let's go. Okay, so a flat left wrist. This is for right-handed golfers. Is an imperative. One of the 3 golfing machine imperatives, getting that left wrist flat impact into a perfect alignment in here. In this position, impact with the angle between left arm and club shaft is adding loft. It's controlling low point or losing control of low point, so club can bottom out before we can get heavy strikes, thin strikes. Getting that left wrist flat, getting that imperative put in place for every shot, from the shortest shot to your full out shots through impact, making sure we get that flat left wrist is vital. Cannot stress this enough. There's quite a lot of stuff on my channel about this. Most of my golf lessons, 75% of my golf lessons involve this, and I had to find a drill or a way of creating the sensation for the player to feel during impact through a drill that makes it achievable. So impact, letting this club head pass the hands through impact is what's causing the problem. We need to be here. We need this left wrist to be nice and flat. What happens there is there's structure within the golf swing. So the golf club, as you can see there, is on my left arm. And as I take the whole golf swing, that will stay in line with my left arm. Once I get, there you go, left arm, keep turning, around my left arm. That's out of line, that's out of line. A flat left wrist through impact is going to encourage that to happen also, which demonstrates the amount of things that can go wrong if the left wrist doesn't stay flat through impact. So a left wrist that's not flat through impact looks like I'm down, into impact there, and we get this. So you can see the right arm straight line between from right shoulder to club head pretty much, whereas it should be straight line from left shoulder to club head, encouraging that flat left wrist. Flat left wrist. Everything swings from the shoulder, keeping the left wrist flat. We do not swing from the left wrist through impact. So here's the drill. I have a snood. Everybody in the world nowadays has some form of snood or face mask. Fold up nicely. So it's nice and cushioned. You want some a bit of bounce, a little bit of bounce. And I'm going to place this in between my right hand and my left hand. Now where my right hand makes contact with my left hand, that's pressure point number 1. Homer Kelly's golfing machine, there's pressure points and power accumulators. Now the power accumulator number 1 is the bending and straightening of the right arm. So the pressure point for that is where the right hand contacts the left. So where your right hand makes contact with your left hand, which is generally on top of that left thumb or the aft of that left thumb or the side of the left thumb, you'll feel it. Where that makes contact there, that's pressure point number 1. So I'm pressing down there. What happens at impact when the left wrist does not stay flat? That compression or pressure leaks. So it leaks this way, it goes out in that direction, it goes this way. I want it to go that way, so I have to make sure that pressure is increased through impact. How do I do that? I take my golf club, I'm going to turn the club to the ground, so the grooves to the ground, and now I can place the snood on top of my hand. Now I put my grip on top, turn around, there we go. So now I can feel how spongy it is in between both hands. I'm aware of that pressure point. I want to maintain that, squeeze that sponge. I want to make sure I apply pressure right hand to left, which is going to encourage, watch this, left wrist to flatten. Pressure, pressure. So we do this with small shots to begin with, just little soft ones. Take my left hand grip, turn it round so grooves to the ground. Just pop it, make sure it's touching the left thumb. But you want your other fingers on the right hand, you want your forefingers and thumb on the right hand to make contact with the grip. So now I've got that in place, great. I can feel that, that is class. And then from there, I want to continue swinging through, just little short shots through impact, and feel the pressure of me squeezing that snood against my left thumb, using my right hand. Right hand pressure, pressure point number 1, ensuring I can control back of left wrist. Hear the strike, hear how good it is, because at impact I'm here, applying that pressure, and I've not leaked it. Lots of short shots like this. I'd much rather see somebody go to the range with 50 golf balls and just hit 50 shots like this, because what we're doing here is we're educating ourselves for impact. Absolutely pure. Educating myself for impact. Feeling how pressure point number 1, the right hand against the left thumb, or where it contacts the left hand. Controlling that pressure. There's one more pressure point that comes into play there, which is pressure point number 3, which is where the golf club, so pressure point number 1 is where the right hand touches the left, just on there. Pressure point number 3 is where the right hand index finger touches the aft of the shaft. Now they both work in unison here, but I've found that people who concentrate more on index pressure point number 3 can flip. Let me show you. Focusing on pressure point number 3, where the right index finger touches the shaft, as I come down, people the right hand can become too dominant, or the lower part of the right hand can become too dominant, and look what happens to the left wrist. So both of those have to work in one go, because we're swinging from the left shoulder, that's what happens. But by focusing on pressure point number 1, there, easier to keep the left wrist flat, swinging round the left shoulder. Now there's a bit of physics in there. I mean, everything swings around the left shoulder, being the fulcrum of the swing at impact, not necessarily for the whole swing, but through impact. And if we can control what that left wrist does, that imperative flat left wrist, I mean, how good are we going to be at impact? So little short ones, left shoulder's the fulcrum, just back to there and through. And make sure I keep that pressure going through, a constant force, constant pressure from the right hand contact with the left. And as I say, to see somebody with a basket of balls hitting 50 balls, rather than coming up here and just trying to smash driver, educating the hands, educating themselves for impact, I'm going to become a better golfer pretty quickly. Then of course we end up hitting full swing, so eventually you're going to have to take that to the course. But do you know, golfers I see, if you reduce the amount of movement and the amount of motion within your golf swing, much better players. You look at John Ram, Tommy Fleetwood, there's not flaily bits all over the place. They're keeping things as compact and as short as possible to make sure impact is as effective as possible, and trying their best to get the middle of that club head, or giving themselves the best chance. So even though we've done this drill, you could keep this on. I've got 8 iron now. I'm just rehearsing impact here. Then when I step on and play the shot, I can feel the right hand. Look at that. If I come through, look, that's very different. So then from there, just play a half or 3/4 8 iron, feel it. It's good. Never lost a great deal of distance, because strike was good, more out the middle. And then you can increase as you go, but I'd much rather see, as I say, people working on impact only, as opposed to coming up here hitting full shots. Just educate the parts of the golf swing that need to be worked on. The golf ball doesn't care. The golf ball doesn't know what's going to happen to it. The most important thing at golf is strike, impact, getting those parameters correct, getting face and path to marry up, and a flat left wrist helps that happen. That drill, once you put something soft, you could get a small sponge or a scourer or some form of squishy material, whatever you like, you choose. And you'll feel that. You'll feel how you can apply the pressure to that. Something with a bit of bounce. There we go, so I hope that's helped your golf swing. I leave content on this channel twice a week now to try and make everyone enjoy golf more. So if you could click that subscribe button, I would really appreciate that. Also the bell notification to give you instant notification of all my videos. And hit the thumbs up button. Shares it around YouTube. But subscribe, it's probably the most important thing. See you in the next video. Cheers.